Welcome to, of course, the paper review here on the Block TV. Of course, the paper review, this is a show where we take a look at newspapers around the country and we bring you the major stories making the headlines in these newspapers. I am Sanko, your president, of course. Quickly, let's go straight with the headlines, of course, making stories among the papers. We're going to go with the Point newspaper this afternoon. The Point newspaper has it that Gambia's legal liability bill over $2 billion. Of course, this was said to the press by the Attorney General Abubakar Tamberi when he was speaking to the press. He says a lot of international cases have been filed against the Gambia, and if you were to look at it right now, the bill is in excess somewhere about $2 billion. From that story, we go to next to another story from the New Point newspaper that has it that Ousman sonko extradition imminent, which means very soon, just like you see in the headlines, very soon perhaps Ousman sonko will be brought to the country, because according to the Point newspaper, officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Interior, as well as Immigration, Police, and some officials left for Switzerland on the 19th of March, that is last Sunday, to go to Switzerland to make sure they talk to, of course, their counterpart, the Swiss authorities, to make sure, of course, Ousman sonko and other Gambians who left the country, who are wanted by the country to come and answer some questions, are brought back to the country, according to the Point newspaper. Another story, of course, from the Point newspaper this time around, it says arrest of 9 NIA officials was in good faith, of course, from the Interior Ministry. My party, of course, the Minister of Interior of the Ministry, come to their defense because it was said that the Minister of Justice did said, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice did say that, you know, they were not consulted before these 9 officials from the former NIA officials were arrested. But according to the Interior Ministry, they said these arrests were done in good faith for the benefit of the entire citizenry. And what he said is also is that they did not do anything that is not in accordance with the law. So all that they did was exactly with accordance with the law. From the, of course, the Point newspaper, we go straight to the Standard newspaper, and the first story we brought from the Standard newspaper has it that government denies deportation deal with the EU because there are reports that the government, remember there are a lot of activities from the European Union in the country that prompted people to say that, you know, Gambians are, the government of the Gambia agreed with the European Union to repatriate Gambians back to the country. But this is a claim that the Gambia government has denied. In fact, Sekou Cisse is the press officer for the foreign ministry. He said the Gambia government is not interested in repatriating Gambians back to the country. He said Gambians suffered so much to go through the parkway and to make a better livings elsewhere, so they are not going to do anything humanly possible. In fact, they are not going to bring those Gambians back to the country after all the crisis and the suffering they have encountered on the way. So he said nobody should believe those claims because they are not interested in bringing Gambians back to this country, so long as they are living there the way they want to. Of course, still with the Point newspaper this evening, new government will deliver reformed Gambia. Of course, words of the new Minister of Women Affairs, Fatma Tambajang, as he did made these comments at New York when she met the Gambian community in New York. Of course, just her recent visit to United States of America, she said the government of the Gambia will make sure that this government is for all, but the desired goals cannot be achieved if the people of the Gambia do not come as one nation. She is urging all Gambians to forget about tribal lines and everything else and come together as one people in order for the government to achieve what it wants. Still with the Standard newspaper this afternoon, foreign pathologists arrived for the, of course, for the Sunday autopsy because remember there were reports that they need a foreign pathologist in order for them to carry out the exhumed body. That was the late Salo Sandang's body was exhumed. In order for the court process, they need some foreign, of course, pathologists to carry on with the examination. For this has been the case, according to the Standard newspaper, reports reaching to them has it that, of course, the pathologists are from France. Now finally, let's go with the Foreign newspaper this afternoon. Gambia nationwide staff audit for civil service and security because it is believed that so many people are, of course, being paid under the government covers and they are not government workers and they are not right people who should have been receiving those money. For that being the case, the nationwide staff audit will be done in the entire length and breadth of the country to make sure that everyone receiving government money at the end of the month is actually working for the government. Gambia President Barrow told, of course, the final story of the day because the Foreign newspaper come with this very interesting story regarding the president's tour, of course, because there are so many opposition party leaders who claim that Barrow's, of course, tour is ill-timed because they believe he is going to the tour to, of course, campaign for his coalition party. That's the claim. the opposition are making, and they are not pleased with it. Thank you so very much, of course, for the blessing of your company. This has been, of course, the paper review, and I've been Sanko Janko. Until I come away, goodbye.